Hey guys, what's up? We're back.
We're
It's
back
another
again.
Spider-Man commentary.
Yeah,
Do we
baby.
even need to say anything? We're back for the third Sam Raimi film.
Oh, I thought this was Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, listen, we'll get there. No, we
Will
won't.
we?
We won't get there
I
in
don't
time.
want to. I don't want to
Not
get
in
there.
not in time. We won't.
Oh no. We're recording this the night before we both see No Way Home.
Yeah, we're recording this. Oh, today's Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, I have no perception of time because I started work on Tuesday. So for me, today is my Tuesday.
I got you.
But yeah, we have recorded all three Spider-Man films in the span of 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
So we're chilling. We're gonna do the third one, and this should all be released right in time for No Way Home. Which, as of recording this, people have seen it. People love it. We'll have our opinions on it for a podcast episode that we'll record, after we see the film.
Yep.
So, once again, we're watching this on Peacock. Start at 00. It's going to be a black screen, and then it'll go into the Sony logo. All right. Mine is ready to go. This 220? Oh, Sam.
Yeah, this one's like 15 minutes longer than the others.
Oh, Sam. What did Avi do?
Fucking Avi. We'll get into Avi.
All right. We'll get into Avi. All right. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right, cool. We hope you enjoy our commentary for Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3.
Here we go.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
Go. All right, let's go into full screen. Hit me with that theme. Oh, there we go. Even though it's not Danny Elfman this time.
It is not.
It's Christopher Young, I believe is his name.
Christopher Mintz-Plasse?
Those names are not even close to each other, bro.
Could you imagine if McLovin did a score for Spider-Man?
That would be incredible. And before Superbad even came out, this was a few months beforehand.
How old are you, McLovin?
Old enough.
Enough? Old enough for what?
To party. One of my favorite films of all time. That's on the commentary list. We're going to do that. Now, the Spider-Man 2 credits, I believe, had the red background, and this has a distinct blue/black background.
Blue. Yeah. Which, in comics, blue, like a dark blue accented by black, is meant to represent black.
Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, James Franco, and then I think it's Thomas Hayden Church that gets work done.
Thomas Hayden Church.
Yep, and then Topher Grace.
Topher Grace.
Topher Grace. And I think it's gonna be Rosemary Harris and then Bryce Dallas Howard.
Let's see, because we had this conversation last time.
Yeah. Get to it, come on.
Bryce Dallas Howard first. So she's what, sixth build?
Sixth, yeah. And then I think it'll be Rosemary Harris after this.
Rosemary Harris.
And then J.K. Simmons. And then James Cromwell might get a credit after him. Yep. We get the Sandman theme, this isn't even the Sandman theme, actually. Sorry, this is just kind of the motif of this movie, which I do like. It's kind of dark, obviously.
Bruce Campbell, he's in the credits this time.
He's got more to do.
Elizabeth Banks finally got her credit.
Yeah, with Ted Raimi. Here's the Sandman theme. So they give Elfman credit for originating the theme, and now Christopher Young. We've got some symbiote action here. Splash, splash.
It's a great soundbite right there.
Splash, splash.
Yes, and I say symbiote. I think Nick says symbiote.
I say symbiote.
I don't say symbiote.
I didn't say the word before this movie. This movie is how I learned the word, and they say symbiote here.
Yeah. In Venom, they switch between symbiote and symbiote.
Yeah.
I think the girl who plays the little sheep bad guy in Zootopia, I forgot. Jenny Slate. Yeah, Jenny Slate says symbiote.
Okay.
I don't know why that was what I was thinking of for Jenny Slate, her sheep villain in Zootopia.
I don't even know who
Parks
she
and
is.
Rec could have said she dated Chris Evans supposedly. Did you
Okay.
ever watch Gifted, the one with McKenna Grace?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, she plays her teacher in there. I don't know how else to explain it.
It's me, Peter Parker. He's a douche already.
Foot Locker. I barely know her.
Oh dear.
All right, there's the first one. That's the
first
only one that we'll do. Mega Millions, Planet Hollywood.
He's so full of himself already. I hate it. There's no descent into it for him. He's already like this. That's what I don't like about this movie. And I'll be overall pretty positive about this movie.
Dr. Kirk Connors has returned. Who's really spitting spitballs in college? Like,
Grow up,
come
bro.
on. Come on, Sam. Too much.
Okay, I don't know what your experience is like. In my experience, bullying doesn't happen in college. We're all too worried about other shit to have any spare time to bully each other.
Exactly. And I'm like,
all
really?
got our own problems.
Y'all are still just treating Pete like this?
No, sir.
Like, Pete wouldn't deal with bullies in college. He'd deal
Yeah.
with his rent, and he'd deal with trying to pass classes while being Spider-Man and not trying to get evicted. It's Broadway.
Yeah, she's on Broadway now. Manhattan Memories. Third billing for MJ, though. Not great. So awkward when you have to have no room to maneuver past people to get to your seat. It's the worst.
Oh no, it's straight white guys at theater. I never understood this set.
It's just stairs.
It is just
It's a bunch of stairs apparently in the void of space. I hate him. I hate him so much. I want to punch him in the
but I
goddamn
love
face.
this. I love this little like development because in Spider-Man 2, like he couldn't go see the show at all, and here you know that he's seen it at least a couple times.
No, I'm fine with that. He's just such a douche already.
Oh no, I hate Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, well, I like him in the first two movies. I'm sympathetic toward him, but he's already a douche from the get-go in this movie. So it's not like they're telling a story of him descending after the symbiote. He's already this terrible person beforehand. And whatever development happens there is all off screen. It just accentuates how much of an asshole he already has become. Yeah, there's a very nice little bridge in music to the Sinister theme for Harry here that I always enjoy.
Sinister.
I barely know her?
No, Sinister 6.
Yeah, I know. That's a good transition.
It's Franco. This is by far his goofiest role.
Yeah. Well,
Like, we
his
saw
goofiest
him-
role or his
well,
goofiest
goofiest
performance
for
of the
Spider-Man.
three? Okay.
Yes, the goofiest performance.
He's had goofier roles.
Exactly. He played Tommy Wiseau.
That's probably his best performance, too.
It is.
It's good, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's me leaving the theater tomorrow night.
They just don't want to say mid. They want to say mid, but they won't. You ever have this awkward situation where your best friend thinks that you murdered his dad?
You ever have that awkward situation where you wait months to not talk to your best friend?
Mm.
What is it? It's like a couple years, right after 2.
I don't know. I want to say it's more months than years. I don't think it's quite a couple years.
Yeah.
It's 2 years between 1 and 2. Aunt May says that since
Do they say
Uncle Ben passed.
I don't know. I think it's like 4 months after 2 is how long this one takes place.
Harry's rich, guys.
Yeah. I killed his dad.
But you didn't.
Yeah, he didn't. Knees weak, arms are heavy.
He's such a nerd, Manny.
That works for me.
That's a randomly very grainy shot of that exterior for whatever reason.
Shooting at night, man.
It's like some Miami Vice level grain.
Now, this has nothing to do with Spider-Man 3, but I am curious to see what they're going to do with Harry Osborn in Spider-Man 2, the PlayStation
The
game.
PS4.
Because at the end of the first one, he is. Did I already explain this?
I think on the show you did. He's actually the Venom that we
Okay.
get.
Yes, I think that's the road that they're going.
Okay. You ever just lay with your girlfriend on a big web?
No, not on a big web.
On something else, though. You ever actually see a shooting star?
I actually have, yeah.
I
Me and
feel
my
like I
friend-
have, but I
me
don't.
and my
I don't
friend
think
saw
it-
Eternals. So me and my friend saw Eternals, and then after we drove up to a mountain, and we just laid and looked at the stars, and I saw a couple of shooting ones.
That was actually Icarus that you saw there.
Ah, god damn it! I still think that's the worst ending to a Marvel movie.
I'm trying to. I mean, I haven't seen it, so I can't really say it
The
is.
third,
I
the
know what
third
it is,
act in
though.
general, not bad. It's pretty good actually. But those last like 5 minutes of the movie, terrible.
I'm trying to think of terrible Marvel movie endings. Honestly,
And there's the symbiote.
the last 5 minutes of Amazing Spider-Man 2 really aren't bad.
No.
It's just stupid that the final shot of the movie was like the big trailer shot.
I think you have maybe 30 minutes of good stuff in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
There's ideas there.
Yeah. And I'd say I like Amazing Spider-Man 2 more than most.
Yeah, I still only saw it the one time. I don't know, I would say it's the worst Marvel movie ending, but I do hate the end of Amazing Spider-Man 1 because literally like 2 minutes after Captain Stacy gives his dying wish, Peter's already like, yeah, I'm gonna renege on this.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not rooting for you in this case, buddy. I'm sorry.
There's Flint Marko. Now I want to examine his acting because I was watching a review earlier
Okay.
a couple days ago, and they were saying like, no, I like Thomas Hayden Church, but he is so wooden in this movie.
I think he's totally fine in this movie. It's not like it's just kind of a whatever character. I don't think he's the problem. He just constantly looks like he's got to poop. That's what I would say about his performance in this movie.
It was specifically like the line reads, and from what I was like watching, listening, so I'm like, ooh, yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. So I don't know what it's like living in more populated areas, but living in the country, we have screens on all of our windows. You can't just open a window and climb inside.
We have screens on our windows
Okay.
as well.
Yeah, and in college, our windows had that too, but I think they did that so students couldn't climb out their windows in dorm buildings, which is understandable.
Yeah.
But in movies, I feel like I always just see windows that people can open and climb in. Open from the outside, for one, and then climb into them.
There's the green shirt.
Iconic
Out
green
here
shirt.
looking like Blue's Clues, but green.
Just let him have some bread. It's like reverse Jean Valjean if he escaped from prison and then stole a loaf of bread.
And I'm Javert.
That would be a fun commentary. That particular iteration of Les Mis. Oops. That's me making noise with the water bottle. My bad.
I've never seen Cats yet, so there's a commentary right there.
I've heard you need to be in some way impaired to watch Cats at its fullest. Whatever version of impaired fits you the best. I've heard is the way to watch Cats.
That's not gonna come into play later.
I know I complained a little bit about the score, but I do think most of this music is still really good. I think the motifs just get overused.
It's fine.
He's not a bad person, Manny.
Just because you're a bad guy does not mean that you are a bad guy. You wouldn't know what movie that's from because you haven't seen it.
No, I wouldn't.
Wreck-It Ralph.
It's true, I have not seen that movie.
Zangief says it to Ralph at their villains meeting.
All in all, this is a fairly nice apartment building for Aunt May.
I know, right? I'm sorry, but she looks like a Saruman from Lord of the Rings.
Oh my god.
I feel like she's going to be like on the tower, right, from Return of the King, and she's just going to fall over.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
He also looks like he could be, I don't know the name of Draco's dad, but Lucius
Malfoy?
Malicious? Yeah, him.
He's got a great head of hair.
Jason Isaacs. The liberal media is not going to agree with that.
You have to know you can, Peter.
I know, right? What kind of cookies do you think she got? Are those oatmeal raisin?
Let's have a look. I'm trying to tell. It looks like either chocolate chip or oatmeal raisin. What are your feelings on oatmeal raisin?
Yeah. I like oatmeal cookies. I don't like
oatmeal
raisins,
cookies. Yeah,
so I don't like oatmeal
raisins
raisin.
are fine, and I don't hate oatmeal raisin, but I'll always buy into them expecting chocolate chip, and then the disappointment I feel after that will be immense. Yeah. Chocolate chip is just the goat cookie. So I'm currently being attacked in the Discord for apparently saying that I don't like Italian food, which is not the case.
Sorry, I don't speak Italian. Oh, you need to put this is an Italian hate crime.
It's anti-Italian discrimination, that one.
Anti-Italian discrimination, yeah, that one.
It'd be 50 years come August if you didn't lead to Uncle Ben dying, Peter, you son of a bitch.
Now, what is the importance of asking for like your grandmother or your mother's ring? Is it just because like
he didn't ask for her ring
from the family?
He just asked for her blessing.
Well, no, he didn't ask for her ring, but like when people say like I'd like to have, your ring to give to my wife or something like that.
I don't know. I think people my personal take is that people put way too much stock into heirlooms, but it's something that's important to people. Because something has a history, people will put I don't know what the word is, but they'll put greater importance on something that has a history of some kind, especially if it's to someone that they loved.
Sam Raimi is really good at directing action.
Yeah. Even though I think the CG is more noticeable in this movie, because I think they overuse it more than they do in 1 or 2. It feels less in camera.
100%.
But they're still, the sequences are still exciting. You knew this was coming, Pete. So, obviously, the script of this movie is a giant mess. And I'm going to bring this up as one of the first examples. This is the same night as the play. Peter finally confronts Harry after the play. Harry goes home and he's like, it's serum time on this same night. And then I'm going to follow Peter on his scooter. And then I'm going to kill him on his scooter. All in one night.
Yeah. No, yeah. This night is just so long because Peter had his date. So Peter got out of the theater,
Yeah.
had his date with MJ,
What
went
time is
over
it
to
by now?
Aunt May's. I know, right? It has to be like 1, 2 a.m.
No, it's got to be later than
At,
that. So you think the play has like a 7 or 8 o'clock curtain, and it's probably going to be 3 hours with an intermission in between. So
not all plays are. I feel like depending on how that play could have easily been an hour 20.
I don't know. I'm gonna guess it. Let's say 2 hours. Let's meet in the middle
Sure. We'll say 2 hours with a 20-minute intermission.
yeah 20-minute intermission. So it's like 10:20 by the time they get out of there, and it's New York, and he's on his scooter, so it's probably a while to get to the park or wherever he's going. Then they lay up in the web for a while looking at the stars. Then he has to take her back on the scooter to wherever she lives. Then he's got to go to Aunt May's, also on the scooter. Then he talks to Aunt May for a while, and now he's here. It's got to be like 3 a.m. or later. That's me breaking this sequence down. I think the sound effect they just used there was the same sound effect for when he plays the pipes together to mess with Venom later. It sounded like the same sound effect.
CG James Franco.
Less problematic than real life James Franco.
True.
Just by virtue of not being real.
I'm still here. How did he get that sword?
Oscorp? Lucius Fox down in the R&D division of Oscorp.
Exactly. You wanna know how I got this sword? Pumpkin grenade.
Hate those things. You had one experience with those things, Peter. I mean, yeah, but it's not great, but still.
Did you ever play Tack and the Power of Juju?
I have no idea what that is.
Oh my goodness, never mind then. I was gonna say that the pumpkin grenades in that configuration look like one of the enemy types in that game.
These always reminded me of the Golden Snitch in Harry Potter.
Yeah, fair enough.
Kind of make the same sound. Now this is going to segue into maybe the dumbest plot line of this movie, and that's saying something.
Yeah. No, this is definitely the dumbest of them.
He's going to do the twist.
Oy, gonk, gonk. Yeah, the amnesia plot line really just so weird. Is it me or do you think like after Pete like clotheslined him, he would have shot a web?
To save him?
Yeah, to make sure he wasn't hurt.
Yeah, maybe. I've always thought it was funny that it's like a Rube Goldberg thing where everything that happened to Harry was done to hit him right in the head on his way down. Every single thing he hit was like right to the head.
Yeah.
That's a good match cut.
So pale.
Are they not questioning why Peter's fucked up?
No.
So I read the novelization of this movie like a month before the movie came out. I found it at a grocery store, and I read it as a kid. And I think in there they say it was a hit and run that happened with Harry. Which makes it even more confusing why Peter is cut up there. And yeah. Just happened. Well, I guess if you're there next to your best friend.
Yeah, I was gonna say like if you're
walking down the street with them.
Yeah.
I guess okay.
Well, yeah, hit and run.
But also, why would Peter be scuffed up? Unless Peter was also Peter could have been also hit by a car. Oh, I don't like violence against dogs. I hate it. Every time they make you shoot dogs in Call of Duty, it pisses me off.
You hate that. Good thing you didn't play Last of Us 2.
Oh dear. Oh no. There's also a sequence in Walking Dead Season 2, the Telltale game, where it's very slowly that you have to kill a dog. After it's nice to you and then it tries to bite you, and it's horrible.
Guys, he's in sand. Nothing bad.
What are they doing here exactly?
I don't know. I'm like, why are they experimenting with sand? Probably a
Probably a
bird.
bird.
If you're a scientist, you're gonna make sure that there's nothing in there. You don't think like they have cameras inside that
You would
pit?
think. I'm just thinking about what they could possibly be doing here. We've got some electric whizzing and whirring, and a big pit of sand.
Yeah, I have no clue.
And the rest of the sand doesn't seem to be anything different than just regular old sand when he wakes up.
The novelization doesn't say anything.
I'm sure it does, but that was 14 years ago that I read it. I just some of the specifics I remember. Some of them I don't. I do remember the bird line before I saw the movie. And I also, immediately after I got the novelization, like literally before I left the store, I flipped to the last page and saw what happened at the end of the movie. I didn't care about spoilers as a
Wow, so you're
9-year-old,
one of
apparently.
those
I just
people.
wanted to know so badly what happened back then. I have changed very much in that regard.
Now, I said that I wouldn't say it, and I'm not gonna say it, but I did the same thing with the Hawkeye episode this morning.
That doesn't surprise me, though.
Yeah.
I can imagine you just being so desperate that you'd be like, I got to know.
I mean, I did got to know.
Mm-hmm. How do they know he hasn't woken up? Oh, no, he has woken up. Sorry. He's awake when they...
Wait, he just said how long.
Hmm?
He just said how long he can't remember, which says how long it's been since Spider-Man 2. What did he say? Last 3 months? 6 months?
Something like that. We were talking over it, so that's all nice.
Yeah, and I don't have subtitles on it. If I turn them on, then it'll pause it, and I'll be out of sync.
I think it's just HBO that does that. But I could be wrong.
There he is. I know that guy.
I know it's when MJ shows up that he says that. Hit my head. Oh, they do say hit and run in here. Okay.
I know that face. His dopey smile.
Yeah, such a dope. Gonna have to ask you guys to scoot. Fucking scoot, you bastards.
As soon as MJ got there, they're like, all right, cool, so we gotta go.
We gotta get the white woman out of here.
A white woman.
All my favorite writers use foreshadowing.
Here we go. Here's a really beautiful sequence.
This is a good sequence. Christopher Young rocks it in this sequence here.
Visual storytelling, folks.
All you need is a camera and some music. You don't need a word. Well, I guess
I mean, this
it's not
also
exactly a
has
camera
hundreds
here.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say this also has a lot of money behind it.
What a loser. Hasn't mastered his sand form yet.
Listen, maybe he's been hanging out with Anakin, okay?
Breathing sand for the first time.
Have you ever been buried alive, like at a beach or something?
I'm glad you clarified because I was like, no, I haven't. I've only been at the beach once in my life, and it was in Florida, and it was really cold. I was like 4 years old.
Oh,
Went to Orlando in
yeah.
February.
Gotcha.
I don't remember much there. I think I probably like put my feet in the ocean, and that was it.
Gotcha. No, I usually like bury myself in sand.
Penny.
Avenge me. Imagine he just starts hearing the little girl speak to
Mm-hmm.
him. Avenge me, daddy.
The effects are a little sus, but the sequence still works.
Yeah.
The transition from CG Thomas Hayden Church into real Thomas Hayden Church is a little strange too, but Mondays are the worst day of the week, and you're going to propose to your girlfriend on a Monday.
Well, it's Pete. He has to propose on a Monday.
Mm-hmm. The review. Damn. Do you think a man wrote that? Or a man wrote
Yes,
that?
100%. It was one of the two straight white men that was sitting right next to Peter in the first scene.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my dog's getting excited in the background there. He's been outside 1,000 times tonight.
It's about me. Shut up, MJ.
To be fair, Peter makes it about himself.
Well, yeah, but he's also saying like, "Hey, you like
Don't give
shut
me the
up,
horse
MJ."
thing. You ever just give your girl the horse thing? No? Okay.
Clip that out. Someone's listening to this. Clip that out. Um No, but like Peter's trying to console her and be like, "Hey, if this is something that you really want to do, you are going to have to get used to critics, but like you chose to be an actress in New York. It's not an easy thing to do."
Yeah, but that's
And
not
she's like,
that's not what he's saying. He's making it about himself. He's being like, well, as Spider-Man, I have to deal with this all the time, but he has the anonymity of being Spider-Man. People aren't attacking him personally. He's making it about him when she's going through something, and he's being not dismissive, but he's sort of trying to bring it back to him when it's at the moment his concern should be with her.
I don't know. I read it differently.
It just, to me, that's another note that goes with how conceited he is in this movie. He finds a way to make it about himself. Oh, this fucking sequence.
Is this where he saves Gwen?
It's bigger than we
Yeah.
thought.
Oh my God, it's Gwen. Captain Stacy, I'm dating your daughter.
They introduce so much in this sequence, it's ridiculous.
They do. He was also on Disney Channel.
It's my copy, what is that thing doing in my background?
I love how you would go right to it.
Yeah. Oh, that's coming right for me and will definitely kill me. Let's walk that direction. That woman's dead, right? She got hit by debris that
Yeah,
fell from the
I
top
saw that.
story
I
of
saw
a
that. I
building.
saw that person. I'm like, they're dead.
Get Edison on the phone. He's like 200 years old at this point. Let him die.
Who, Captain Stacy?
No, Thomas Edison.
Oh,
Hey, Cromwell's still alive and kicking to this day, bro. Aren't you glad landlines are still a thing, Gwen? Okay, you can't just grab onto that. There's nothing to grab onto.
it's Gwen.
So in the entire city of New York, she happens to be there. Her dad happens to be the cop, one of the cops that reports there. Her boyfriend happens to be the guy that's right there to take pictures. And then our main character is about to show up. And he's about to interact with his rival at work. All in one sequence. Remember my one convenience rule that I've talked about?
There was 4.
In this one scene, there's about 500 in this entire movie. I like this movie, again, because of its earnestness, and I do think its heart's in the right place. And there's some stuff that's effective, but...
So far, I'm liking this movie more than you are.
No, I gave it... What did I give this movie? This movie got a 3.5 last time I watched it. Yeah. I like it. I loved it as a kid, and I acknowledge it's got problems now. And the problems are more apparent than any other Spider-Man movie. But the bones of a great movie are in here, I think. And I do find it incredibly watchable, in spite of everything. There are other people up there, Peter.
Right? It's like, Eddie, there's also more people over there.
They got a guy. So every now and then at work, usually we ask the students to take their masks off for their picture. Sometimes they don't want to, and that's totally fine. We don't make them. But I'll forget, and I'll instinctively tell them to smile even though their mask is on. That's just what that reminded me of.
Wow.
Like, you can kind of tell in their eyes when they're smiling, but usually it doesn't make a difference. Ah, he's back,
Here we
baby.
go, folks.
What's this what are these two random women doing there?
I have no clue.
It's hip, it's now, it's wow and how. Pretty good. Not as good as the New York Times. Or the Daily News. Or the Post. Or several other smaller.
Ah, here it is. I love this joke.
What? You tell my wife.
Thank you.
Thank you. Erickson. Time to take your pill. Not that one. Not that one.
With water.
Drink plenty of water. He's got some Tums on there too, and some Pepto. Man.
He does. I like how they just keep adding more and more medications
Yeah.
each movie.
You think he dies of a heart attack in his 60s? What's that smell? This does feel accurate that someone who hired a freelance employee doesn't remember the freelance
Doesn't
employee.
know who they are.
Yeah. Bruckner here, beach to it. flagpole. $50.
I love that.
Love that he's okay with
Great.
the $50, but Peter wasn't.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Topher Grace? Oh. I buffered for a second there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Okay. I was a massive 70s show fan, and I was very sad that he left the show for the final season. But then I was like, oh, he did it to be in Spider-Man 3. He's going to be such a big star after this.
Down the street.
The same
Yeah, that
thing.
last season of That 70s Show wasn't good.
No.
We did last week.
I think I've watched that show 2 or 3 times all the way through. I love Hoffman.
Me too.
Full stick 'em. Hand in a cookie jar.
Target, Reuters, Starbucks, Sephora, Spider-Man to receive key to the city, saves daughter of police captain.
We really don't need this scene. I don't care that he gets to do his motto. I really don't. Have him pull someone away from debris in the crane scene, because that's what he does in all these Spider-Man movies.
Ah, Bernard.
Bernard, my boy. You've been riding that Gilder one too many times, Harry. Balls. Let's flip
Balls
that out.
life.
Oh, do you really think Harry ever made his way from his ivory tower over to Peter's house in Queens to play basketball in his backyard? No
I don't
way.
know.
They're only friends for
I
a few
feel-
months
I-
in their senior year of high school. We established that.
I don't know. I feel like Harry might have. Because he was in private school for so long and he kind of resented that. I feel like he would have gone with Pete to just hang out in Queens. And just be normal.
He's still kind of snooty in the first movie. I mean, and
Oh
especially
no,
in the second
100%.
movie.
He wasn't doing it for the right reasons. But I think he would have gone to Queens to hang out with Pete and play ball.
Do you ever see the bed where you laid your best friend's dead dad onto?
Can't say that I have.
You should try it sometime. Watch a game of what? Is it basketball season?
Ooh.
Great reflexes. He has a crazy face there.
Moves. He does.
Why are his eyes so big?
Phantom and
big
the
here?
Opera's in the background.
Anybody famous do that show on stage around this time?
I don't know.
You're the theater guy.
And she's been replaced.
He-
Yeah, but
Seems
I don't
like-
know what was hip and popping in 2007. What was this, 2006?
07.
07, yeah, see?
You know what wasn't wonderful, Manny? MJ's performance.
I like her voice better than this one. It's very clearly auto-tuned.
Why are we stopping? Don't you hate when Gary doesn't call your agent?
Gary. Gary's a character in Hawkeye. Anyways, doesn't matter. They have a funny joke about that in the first episode.
Okay. That's so insulting.
It really is.
It really is.
I still don't understand the set. It's a staircase.
In the void of space. I hate this moment. I know what it's supposed to represent, but I hate it.
Spider-Man.
There's way too many moments of people just crowded together going, all right, Spider-Man!
You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
This is Peter, once again thinking his shit don't stink this entire sequence.
Ugh, such a dweeb.
We had coffee, Eddie. Sad MJ. That was the worst picture you've ever taken, Peter. It's amateur shit.
Yeah.
Are we, though? That's my impression of the Sandman theme.
Hey, it's Chivo.
Who? Isn't that guy from that Prison Break?
That actor, he plays a character called Chivo in On My Block. He's also in Mayans, which is a Sons of Anarchy spin-off show.
So I have a question about the
Yes.
logistics of being the Sandman. Is he unable to change his clothes at any point? Because otherwise, if you're a fugitive wearing the exact same clothes that you were last seen in, that's
no, I
you're
think
doing a
I
pretty
think he
bad
can
job of
change
being a
his
fugitive.
clothes.
So he just
Because
doesn't.
my understanding of Sandman is that he can become solidified like into his human form and then turn into sand, the same way that Clayface can.
Yeah.
So I imagine.
So
that
I'm
he
like, dude, you're a
changes
fugitive.
his
Change your
shirts and
clothes.
stuff. I mean, he also just got out of the.
I guess he doesn't have
He
access
just
to
became
clothes.
sand. Yeah, no,
He
because
doesn't
his
have any
wife
money because
kicked
he
him out
escaped
of the
from prison.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. The shot where he's about to punch him, this was the big trailer shot. That shot. The way that sandstorm moves is kind of how the window's moving across Kansas today with that crazy weather we had.
Yikes. Everyone's been having crazy weather.
I know. Global warming. Climate change. It's fun. Cotton candy. Thoughts on cotton candy?
I like the taste of it. I don't like how it feels on my teeth.
Yeah. I mean, I love candy just in general. I hate the feeling of sugar on my teeth. I haven't had cotton candy in at least a decade, though. I don't like where this part goes, but I do appreciate that she, like, with how Peter is in this movie, actually like that she feels more comfortable telling stuff to Harry than to Peter. Because she knows how Peter's going to be. Because Peter's an asshole in this movie. We get the theme here. These people not have anything better to do in the middle of the afternoon?
No. Shazam!
Shazam! I think it's very funny that Shazam's name is Captain Marvel, and then Marvel made a Captain Marvel movie,
Yeah, just for,
and they came out a month
Shazam
apart.
was originally called Captain Marvel, so, DC had it first.
I know. Kiss him. This kid knows what's up. He knows it's a bad idea.
Kiss me, they'll love it.
In front of his girlfriend. Fuck you, Peter.
Peter on Maine?
Oh, I saw you in Safari Zone a minute ago, bro.
Sandstorm. Yo, it's Galactus from the Tim Storm.
He's just a big ass cloud.
Yeah. Tim Story, that's his name.
Also the director of Ride Along with Ice Cube and Kevin Hart.
That was him?
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
He might have done the sequel too, for all I know. I never saw that. I watched the first one, though. I remember my dad and I had a day renting like 3 or 4 movies. Like the greatest hits of 2013 and 2014. You had Ride Along, you had Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit, and you had Olympus Has Fallen. That was a day that we watched a bunch of stuff. Oh, and Elysium.
Elysium. Also, I just want to say, when Sandman was being a cloud and just going through the city, he looked like Goku's fart cloud that he rides in Dragon Ball.
Okay.
The jig's up. Ah, God, that's a bad line read.
He's kind of quippy in this scene. Uh-oh.
He's surfing.
I like that moment. Takes him out of the legs. Help! He just yeets him out of there.
I know.
I know he gets the webs off in time, but that's amazing.
For 400 years, that word has kept our people down.
It seemed like a very post-Man of Steel kind of shot to show you those cops were safe.
Yeah.
This part of Gotham is completely abandoned, luckily, at this time of night, everybody.
It was an island right outside of Gotham.
Okay. It was the port. Yeah. Toby really showing feet on Maine?
Ew. Why'd you have to say that?
Sorry. We're about to get, in my opinion, the best Bruce Campbell of these movies. This Bruce Campbell.
Spidey scores.
Who took the picture? Oh, was Eddie there? Eddie was there.
Eddie.
That's right.
He's pointing like he's a Disney cast member.
But this is a French restaurant. Is this racist?
No. You can't be racist against the people who suck.
Ever tell you what my senior quote was in high school?
No.
It was Michael Caine's quote from Austin Powers and Goldmember, where he's like, "There's only 2 things I hate in this world: people who are intolerant of other people's cultures, and the Dutch."
And yeah. Okay.
Sorry,
I know
Ramon.
that quote. By the way,
The opinions expressed by Nigel Powers in that movie do not reflect my actual opinions.
The opinions expressed by Manny do not express my actual opinions. If you're French, that's awesome. It's just a running gag about people hating the French. It's a good line. I like you.
I like you.
So how are they affording this restaurant?
Oh, she's on Broadway.
For one night?
Well, Peter, at this point, still thinks she's on Broadway. So those checks, for all he knows, are still going to keep rolling in.
Yeah.
Oh, see, she makes a point of it. See, Manny, he's making it about himself when she's actually going
Yeah,
through
in
stuff.
this instance, yeah. In this instance,
He's the
yeah.
same
He
in the
should've-
other scene.
No, in the other
He
scene,
immediately
he's
says
giving
Spider-Man deals with the same thing, but it's not the same for him
he
because he's
doesn't
anonymous.
immediately say that. He says, "Listen, it'll blow over. Hey, here's what's gonna happen," and then he says, Spider-Man goes through this.
It's still dismissive on
His
his
immediate
part.
thing
He's
is
like,
to
you'll
console
get
her
through
in
it.
that scene, in my opinion.
Okay, here's another convenience. In all of New York, this woman that he kissed in front of his girlfriend yesterday, who also happens to be in his class, who also happens to be dating his coworker, happens to be here at dinner with her father, who is the chief of police. That's going to independently call Peter in a couple scenes from now and say that Flint Marko has escaped. Flint Marko, who happened to kill Peter's uncle.
Retconned, but yes.
Yes, all the conveniences.
Why don't you ask
Eddie. Eddie took the
Eddie.
picture. Well, I guess for all they know,
I guess
Peter was
she
there
might-
taking pictures.
Yeah.
She's in his science class. Oh, such a dick. Should he really have to mention her, though?
No.
I don't like either of them in this movie, to be clear, but I find MJ to be much more sympathetic in this.
Oh, I don't.
I would be pissed about this. This is what I'm most sympathetic about.
Yeah, no, the kiss, I understand 100%.
Yeah, but it's indicative of his dismissive nature, his dismissive treatment of her throughout this entire movie.
Sure. But
She doesn't feel like she can talk to him or communicate with him. And it sure doesn't seem like he's committed to her when he's kissing another woman in public in front of her.
Yeah, sure.
I do love that the button on this sequence is them playing It's Wonderful. I love that these guys also can't take a hint. The song says it's wonderful, but it doesn't seem so wonderful, does it?
It's a wonderful life with a wonderful wife.
Still doesn't have a phone.
Wife.
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 That's an inside joke, folks. Anyone listening to this should probably actually know that, though.
Oh, Peter, she got the messages.
Just like the last movie, she's listening to you and she's sick of your shit, Peter. Heartbreaking moment, signifying the misconnection between them.
Yeah, this is a stupid retcon.
Yeah. So, did they really know this and just never told them?
Right? Like, there were so many witnesses there. There was a giant crowd of people after Ben got killed. You're telling me that they didn't see that it was Thomas Hayden
They said he
Church?
confessed his guilt to a cellmate, so he was already in jail for something else, and then he confessed his guilt to the Ben Parker homicide while he was in jail. What was he in jail for? check Safari Zone. The greatest article title ever. Tobey Maguire may be a
love that.
psychotic douche.
Love it.
I do appreciate we get a sort of Last Jedi approach to this, where Peter has his version of events, and then you get the actual version of events.
The Last Jedi, folks.
A good movie.
That's all I was going to say, but sure. Yeah, it's a good movie.
I'll say that on the record.
I'll say it on the record, too.
I will happily do a commentary of that movie.
Me too.
And I'll complain about the things that don't work in that movie, because there are some. Peter's calling them on their bullshit.
Nah, he's a dick in this scene. He shouldn't have been acting this way. Okay, that's a police officer. You should be treating them with respect, okay?
Mm-hmm. You ever just be pacing around your apartment, listening to the police scanner, trying to see if you can find your uncle's killer?
I mean, if you're Peter, yeah.
Well, I was asking you from your own personal experience.
Oh, no.
Another thing you should try sometime.
I mean, we have a police scanner in my home.
And here we go. A scene where MJ is there for Peter. And you notice she's not trying to make this about herself. This is a trailer line right here. You see, this is symbolic of Harry coming in to help at the end. He has two different pictures of MJ from the field trip in the first movie at his bedside table there.
And?
He only had one, I think, in the last movie.
Yeah, well, now he has two. He has two of Aunt May.
Well, but he also had these, or at least one of them there before they were together. He had it there throughout the last movie. Oh yeah, symbiote cam, baby. I like this music sting. Now, I remember being 8, almost 9 years old when this movie came out, being obsessed with how cool the black suit was. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. Every chance I got in the video game for this, which I did play in its entirety, is that sorry, I lost my train of thought. But every time I played
Black suit.
every time I played this game, I would switch to the black suit whenever I could because you were way more powerful and it looked cooler.
Yeah, that was the case in every Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
I never played any of the movie ones, but every other game where like you had a chance between the red or the black suit, the black suit was always more powerful
Yeah.
because you were tapping into your anger and your power.
Yep. I'm like, I don't care about the characterization here. I just want to do the cool moves. So does he just absentmindedly go to this building here and not remember it?
Yes.
Is this an internal monologue or is he supposed to actually be talking out loud here?
I imagine he's talking out loud. It's a leap of faith.
What would the white guy equivalent of "What's Up, Danger" be?
What's new, pussycat?
This is something else. See, I feel like this happens too abruptly. Like it's supposed to be taking Peter over, and then he like in the next scene he's immediately like, "I need to have Dr. Connors look at this. I need to see if it's bad." It should be already corrupting him. So why is he doing this?
I don't know. Plot.
Yeah. When they bind, it could be hard to unbind.
The force binds us all together.
That's great timing on his part. He got back to the apartment right when it was time to hear the scanner.
There you go, plot convenience.
A convenience, you say?
So, does it just make a second suit?
Apparently. I question the logistics of this suit. The fact that it could apparently color his original suit for one, and now it's a different suit entirely.
I mean,
The only reason it creates
the
a
coloring
second
of the suit
suit
doesn't bother me, but the fact that it's
Yeah.
a second suit, I'm like, why? How?
Yeah.
Well, not why, but like, how?
The suit looks great when it's actually a real suit. I think the CG suit here always looks terrible.
I think anytime they CG over a Spider-Man suit, it looks bad.
Yeah, probably. See ya, chump.
Give me some of that web action.
That sounds dirty. He is a chump. I would gotta go with Peter on this one.
He's like not even trying to take photos. They wouldn't come out good. Guys, he's Batman. He can blend into the dark.
Oh, that's good timing on the lights part. That wasn't him blending in. That was the light turning off at the right moment. He's trying to forget Peter. So not that we need to bog the movie down with logistics, but I know what Flint's plan is for the money, but logistically, how does he hope to accomplish any of it?
I don't know.
Who's he gonna take the money to? His ex-wife, who's gonna immediately reject it because she knows he had to break the law or whatever to get it.
Maybe it's like a doctor and be
I want you
like,
to hold on to these bags of money for when my daughter needs surgery.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm sure there's corrupt doctors out there.
Be like, do me a solid.
Yeah.
You ever sanded something down?
No, it looks so satisfying.
It is satisfying.
You ever
But also,
power
like,
wash
depends-
something? Power washing looks so
I
satisfying.
have power washed.
Oh, it looks so cool.
It is cool. Sanding is also like dependent on which like material you're using. It's like sanding down plastic, like plexiglass, not as fun. But sanding down some wood or some like aluminum, ooh, very satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
He's the Wicked Witch of the East Village.
The Wicked Witch of the East, bro. Oh, I love the editing here, where he pulls
Yeah,
out
because it's
one
it's
thing
a
at a time.
practical effect.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, that's all real. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Vehicle Beach.
Free country. It's not rent-free country. I love that line.
Give me a... You'll get your rent when you fix this damn door.
I actually like how Ditkovich treats him in this moment. He senses something's wrong, and I kind of appreciate that.
Is dead.
Cold in the ground.
Spider-Man doesn't kill. Dang, tell that to Zack Snyder about Batman. Batman doesn't kill people.
Didn't he say something like, "My Batman gets raped in prison"?
Oh god.
Wasn't that a line that he had?
Probably.
Aunt May's the real MVP of these movies.
Oh joy, the jazz room.
Nothing bad will happen there.
Nothing at all.
She feels alone in a sea of people. Ooh. But this is a bad call here. Literal bad call. You ever just lose your memory and paint vases and fruit?
You ever just paint?
No. I got a C in middle school art, bro. I'm terrible.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did get a C in middle school art.
It might have been a
Forgot about
B, but it was a bad grade either way. You ever just do the twist? Oh, we're not
Actually,
there yet.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
You want to
Most
know
dated
how
thing
I
in this
learned
movie
about...
is calling someone to arrange a hangout.
Yeah.
Like a guest? It's a very thin direction to go on. What kind of food should he get? Bernard's grand idea for Harry's about to have a guest over for the first time ever is, let's make some omelets.
Omelets are good.
Omelets are good. Why is that your first thought? I'm curious. Today's good. Do you think you actually bought the pizza?
No.
Asshole. You're a good woman. I am good man. That's a relationship that we never got. We should have got it.
Who cares about Liz Allen or MJ or Gwen Stacy? That was the relationship we needed. Ursula and Peter.
Here we go. Do you like peppers, Manny?
No.
I'm the same. I know I'm white, so that's the expected answer, but really not a fan. She's doing the twist.
She's doing the twist, folks.
She's practicing for her job at the jazz club.
As a waitress slash singer.
Oh no, dancer isn't part of that. Never mind. I'm sorry. Rate Harry's dance moves out of 10.
I give him like a 5.
Yeah, I'd probably go about there. Oh, not the butter. You ever burn butter? It's the worst.
I do it when I make pancakes all the time.
You deliberately burn it?
Sometimes.
The smell of burnt butter is
Like,
just...
I make sure to always, make sure that my butter is nice and evenly coated. That way, when I flip the pancake over, all the edges will have that crisp. So that when I bite into it, I get that... But then it gets really soft. Ooh.
I haven't made pancakes that often. Although I do grilled grilled ham and cheese. And I won't put the butter in the pan. I'll put the butter on the bread, and then I'll cook it like that.
Ooh, so you're a butter, not a mayo person.
I'll do both, but usually butter if I'm doing a grilled cheese.
Yeah. I think mayo is really disgusting. What lines is she reading?
The play that Harry wrote for in senior year of high school, which would have been right before they got together.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
Nothing like a little self-deception to something something. I don't remember. Damn, they just go right into it here. Do you think his memory goes back, like, his memory comes back at, like, shortly around the time that they were together?
I think it starts with that kiss.
Mm.
He's like, Peter,
No, that
I
like
have
helps
nothing.
jog.
I'm
This helps
ruined.
jog his memory and all that. But like, where do you think the point is that his memory cuts off at? Like the last stuff that he remembers vividly. What point in his
Oh,
life?
the last stuff that he remembers?
Yeah, because as far as he remembers, it could be fairly close to when they
He
were
did say
together,
that
or
his
even
dad was
before.
dead. So I'm gonna say it's
Okay.
um after Spider-Man 1.
I love if they added one insert of him cradling Willem Dafoe's body for like a quarter of a second. The smile as he says, "Yeah."
Yeah. Your dad is dead. There's him cradling.
Yes, father.
Remember me.
I did have that on the
Though I
commentary
have
list.
to travel far, remember me.
There's a weird angle of Harry's face right here.
He looks like he has such a big forehead.
Attack the heart,
His
you say?
aunt.
Give him a literal heart attack, maybe? No?
They're gonna go straight for Aunt May again.
See, they do a couple scenes of Peter, like, not necessarily, like he's kind of trying to make amends, but it's like, the good Peter is back. Like his apology to Mr. Ditkovich and his attempt to call her and all that. You ever put the phone on top of the thing?
I have actually. I've said that before.
Oof, that love you line.
He got roses, guys. Only for her to be with Harry.
When in doubt, get flowers. That fixes everything, right?
Flower? I barely know her.
Oh boy.
Sorry, guys. It's just involuntary at this point. Peonies. You ever smelled peonies?
Possibly. I don't know.
You wanna know how I learned about peonies?
Sure.
Minecraft.
Okay.
That's really it.
Okay. Damn. She don't know.
But how long have these issues been going on? Because it seems just really quick of this sudden change.
They were doing great at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, I'm like, this has to have been, what, maybe a week of them having issues?
Yeah, a week or two. I do like that She's telling him what she legitimately feels, even though she's being forced to do it.
Mm.
Other than the I fall in love with someone else part. We're about to get the iconic scene. I think Harry should have been eating cotton candy here. Just make that a recurring thing for him.
Cotton candy? Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. My dog's really being noisy in the background, but he was just outside, so he's good.
I'm the other guy, Peter.
Maybe you should look inward at yourself, Peter. Think about why she wouldn't want to tell you.
She did try.
You will try.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing.
Mm-hmm.
Has he?
Peter's loved her since the first grade when she played Cinderella. You've loved
According
her
to
since,
Harry
like,
Osborn, the 4th grade.
for fourth grade, because Harry doesn't pay attention to his friend.
Nope. How's the pie?
So good.
So good.
Now, I question the logistics of what we're about to see.
Oh no, it's completely ridiculous.
Do you think he just hides under the table and all the other people in the restaurant are like, oh, that's normal?
Yes.
Peter, look under the table.
You ever just sit on your table, at your table,
With
at your
really good-
bedside,
With
just-
really good posture, all things
yeah,
considered.
just completely standing straight up. I mean,
Yeah.
sitting straight up,
Reflecting.
reflecting.
You ever hear the symbiote theme and you just know you're about to put on the black suit?
Yeah.
You're about to let it consume you?
Oh no.
I thought this part came later. I thought the montage we were about to get was
Me
before
too.
this,
I
but
thought it
remember
came
now.
before.
Because this is going to transition into the montage, I remember now.
Oh yeah, because yeah,
The explosion transitions into him covering up his suit
yeah.
with the jacket. How do you feel about the emo hair?
I don't like it. He looks like he belongs on Drake and Josh.
Strawberries. This is a strange fight.
It is.
We have like weird, slow horn music. Like it almost feels like a comedy scene because of what the score is like. And it's so. Like, I guess it's small in scale because they're just fighting in a loft apartment, but it's just weird.
I'm also not a fan of the editing of this fight either.
I don't think these two are particularly well versed in the choreography.
No, they are not, and you can tell. It's a lot of
Toby's got a
close-up.
stuntman under their mask all the time.
Yeah, you can tell that it's just a lot of close-ups that we can't see what they're actually doing.
Yeah.
And then cut to match.
Still not as bad as like watching Ian McDiarmid try and fight in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Just because these guys can move.
Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah, this is like a brutal scene, and I feel like the score doesn't reflect it here.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I cannot tell what's going on.
Harry's about to get taken up by the Gilder. There you go.
Gilder.
Don't.
No, I was just saying Gilder.
Mm. Did we do that joke with Gilder yet?
Yes, I think that was the
Okay.
first thing I said.
Okay. He
No, he
despised
didn't.
you.
Aw, you gonna cry?
Little Goblin Jr. Gonna cry. Is that a heart punch?
I think it was a throat punch.
Or to the... Okay.
But if it was, Harry would be choking. So he should have been like,
Explosion. Yep, there's the transition. So does he think Harry's dead here? Because he knows to come to Harry's apartment later when he needs help in the third act. So does he not think he killed Harry?
I don't know. Maybe his spider sense is letting him know that he's still alive. The Peter tingle.
So it's weird seeing people so set in their ways now. Like one picture on a newspaper cover would not be enough to change the entire public perception of someone today. This is a good shot here.
The symbiote thing. It's like, have you ever played Arkham Asylum?
Yeah.
And the little like notification noise that you get every time in that game when like you complete a mission or you get a like radio call is the ding 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 ding.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Excuse me.
Or like if you play BioShock Infinite, you got the dunk dunk.
I never played BioShock. None of them.
Yeah, I know. It's sad.
Trash,
Dude.
Brock. See, this like obviously there's too much going on in this movie, but this is a part where I feel like too much is going on because they have to progress this to a certain point, even though it's in the point where you're supposed to hate Peter, even though he's in the right here.
The the film should have been about Peter, MJ, and
Harry.
That should
Yeah.
have been the focus.
You could have had another villain there of some kind to help drive things.
You could have had Sandman like at the beginning and like the little bits that they do have him. Yeah. It should have been just. I mean, that was what it was. It was those two. And so Avi Arad was like, but you need to do Venom. All right, Sam, you've made 2 films for yourself. Now do one for Venom. Like, do one for the fans. Now, which one do you think was actually real? I said, which photo do you think was actually real? Do you think the photo of him in Times Square was real or the one of him in front of that building? Or do you think that they just put him in front of a green screen and they just changed the background? Ah, here we go.
I mean, making the movie, that's what they would have done. He's a dick. Kind of a dick. I love the aggression line that comes right after he takes a particularly aggressive bite of cookie.
Especially aggression.
Gunny with nuts. Those are kind of small cookies.
I do indeed love me cookies.
This is me walking down the strip after one drink at WingerCon. The sexual tension here is incredible. The hair flip. Get on up.
Yeah, no.
All the girls wanted to fuck Peter, and he was doing his silly raindrops keep falling on my head walk with his glasses on, but now they don't want him.
Good, they shouldn't.
I mean, he's looking pretty fly there, though. And he ruined it. You ever just walk out of getting a new suit and you start thrusting like that?
Never.
Yeah,
I've never done anything that Peter does in this movie.
Oh, I'm about to give a detailed explanation to Kat on what you could read into her arc being, even though I don't think this is necessarily intentional. And this is, well, I would say this is Peter's
about
worst
to
scene.
get to the point. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I was
this
about
is
to say,
Peter.
this is
His
the worst thing
absolute
Peter
worst.
does in this movie is bring Gwen, and then I remember he literally hits her in a second.
Yeah. Now, you know what's very interesting about this is that do you know about Hank Pym's history in the comics?
Maybe,
So Hank
but
Pym,
not off the top of my head.
yeah, so Hank Pym, right, original Ant-Man and stuff. Him and his wife, Janet, the original Wasp and stuff, you know. They were scientists and blah blah blah. But Hank got really addicted to the Pym serum, and so he
That's
became
right,
an
yeah.
addict. And Janet like tried to help him and stop him, and he back smacked her. Like he slapped her, and he was a
Yeah.
physically abusive husband.
I've heard about this, yeah.
And that's just not in the MCU. Cause yikes.
Yeah. Nor should it be. Nor should it be.
So do we think that the symbiote knows how to play piano?
Oh, you think the symbiote gives him those abilities?
Yeah.
If this were Venom, this Venom would absolutely be the one who was good at piano, making Eddie play.
Yeah. And he would have used his tendrils to do it. Oh my god.
Dig on this. He's thrusting again, Manny.
I know.
Why is he
keeps
thrusting?
doing it.
So here's a confession. I cannot snap.
How can he not snap?
I can kind of do it, but I can't get the noise made with it, and it feels weird to do. It's something I never like properly spent the time on or learned.
Well, all right then.
I also can't whistle. I also can't swim.
Jeez, you can't do a lot of things.
I know. I
Of
like how
course
Gwen
it was
handles this
Gwen.
scene. Even though it took way too long for Gwen to realize that she was a prop in this. As soon as they saw MJ there, she should have known.
And there's the hit, folks.
Yeah.
Just remember, physical abuse is never good.
Nope. The only thing you can say is that it was accidental on his part, but
Yes,
also,
in that case, it was accidental.
yeah.
But I mean, he still hit her. The black suit. Go to a bell tower and have it, ring.
The music here is pretty good too in this sequence. We also get a pretty big convenience here. The fact that Eddie's at this
there.
church
Yeah, I was about to say, this is where he's praying to
this
God
one
to kill
church in New
Peter.
York. This one church in New York at the same time as Peter is going through his big crisis, and the fact that the symbiote falls directly onto Eddie is just.
Yeah. This shot always felt like a Daredevil shot to me.
I have this poster sitting right next to me to my left in my room. I got this when I was 9 years old, and I still have it. I have 2 Spider-Man 3 posters in my room here that I've never taken down. I was gonna ask, you ever go to church, but I feel like that's not much to talk about there.
I mean,
Because then
the
I'll just say
answer's
no.
yes, but yeah.
I went to church once. I was like 6 years old. I played Mario Kart with my cousins, and then the actual sermon was the preacher had a stuffed Satan, and he ripped it apart and threw it down the aisle. That's all I remember.
To kill Peter Parker.
I want you to kill Peter Parker.
How does the mask work?
I mean,
That's
it's
what
part
I'm
of the
curious
suit.
about. But it's not when we see it in the trunk. Like, in the trunk, it's just the chest.
Is
like,
it?
Like
Okay.
just that. We don't see the actual mask. But here, it's bound to him. It's not like how he takes out the other ones.
Dude's got some incredible strength if he can push open double doors with one hand like that. I also love that he can recognize Peter from all the way down there.
I mean, he
He's
was
like, I
able
know
to tell
those
it was
screams.
one.
Those are some Peter Parker screams. That's a pretty good improv by Eddie. He just knows to take the jacket off real quick.
I mean, yeah, if something dropped on me and looked like that, I would take it off immediately, too.
Try taking that off, Eddie.
Yeah, that's not coming off.
Ew, he's naked now.
Ew.
I remember thinking Venom was so cool as a kid. I had multiple different Venom action figures off the heels of this movie.
I don't think I ever did.
This movie dominated my 2007. My birthday
I
party
can
was themed
tell.
after this. All my birthday presents in the summer were themed after this. Like my big Christmas present, my birthday party was themed after this game. My big present was the video game of this. I had a couple action figures from this that I got with birthday money, and I got the DVD day one when it came out. I think in November of that year, and I watched this a ton in the few years after that. Mr. Dickovich, bro, you got to get on it. Sounds kind of judgy, Aunt May.
Aunt May's kind of a dick in this trilogy.
I do like this scene a lot. It's a gift used for the good of mankind.
Hmm.
Oh damn! I got my movies mixed up there.
No, he didn't. He said, I think so.
Yeah, I think I can do that.
Is he?
At its core, yes. In time, I love that line, and I do like how things resolve with Peter and MJ at the very end of this movie too. I hate this scene so much.
I like how you
The
go, I
biggest.
do like this. And I love the way that it ends with that, too.
That's how this movie is. It's up and down and up and down. How did Brock know who Flint was? How did he know where to find him in this random alley in the entire city of New York? You want to kill the spider. Yeah. It's a long silence we had there.
Yeah.
I was busy sending a message in our Discord that I'm still actually typing out.
And then she looks down and Peter's no longer there.
He's not there because he's never there for her. Even though he tries to be in this moment. Another convenience. How does Eddie know all this stuff?
Because Venom is connected to everything.
Venom, Venom, Venom.
I didn't mean for it to sound like that. It just did.
It did.
Yeah. Oh, look. Mary Jane got kidnapped again?
Not to bring the news down, but did you know this newscaster lady died?
I didn't
Like,
know.
she's pretty young here. I think she's in her 20s and she died before she turned 30. I don't know where I saw this or why, but I saw that and I got very sad.
Venom.
Do you think Peter's like, oh shit, Eddie Brock? Oh, wait, no, he doesn't know who it
He
is.
doesn't know who
That's
it
right.
is until
He's like, oh
goes
my
up.
god, Eddie.
No, he's like, oh my god, MJ. Again. Jennifer Dugan.
Yeah, she passed away.
Yeah, I have no clue who this is.
I think it might have been IMDb, and I just was like, who is she? And then I saw that she was dead.
I do like the text looking like the old Spider-Man cartoons and stuff. I'm ruined.
So he has to know Harry's alive here.
Maybe Bernard sent him a letter.
Sir, he hasn't been the same. This is very wooden. Get Out. Harry, what's your favorite movie of 2017?
What came out in 2017?
Get Out. That was the joke.
Oh, okay. I'd probably say Logan.
It's Logan or Lady Bird for me personally.
Yeah.
This scene. Your father died. I cleaned his wound. The blade that pierced his body came from his gilder. Oh, we got it right.
Congratulations. He died by his own hand.
You gotta question why Bernard waited so long to tell Harry.
I know. Because this is another stupid thing. Yeah, Bernard knew the whole time. I mean, police do investigations. Wouldn't they have seen, oh, he was impaled by two things. Oh, let's go search his house, see if there was
Yeah.
anything there, and then boom,
He was
glider
a-
tech. You could have gone to see, like, oh, Oscorp was working on gliders for the military, blah, blah, blah. Look at the gliders and then just match them.
Like, he wasn't a celebrity necessarily, but he was a big, rich person.
Yeah.
Surely there would have been attention around his death, especially
He
since
was
the
somewhat of a
corporation-
scientist himself.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, look! We finally get the theme. Go, Spidey, go! America.
I know, I love that shot of just him across the flag. Why is there a large group of people? Like, these weren't construction workers. Why are they just all gathered around to see the building? I feel like you'd all be running away from
Because
it.
they're concerned for MJ.
Why?
Because you need that moment where everyone claps for Spidey. That's the actual answer.
Was that a lot? Was that one of the girls from Broad City?
I have no idea. I don't know what Broad City even is.
Broad City's a TV show in
Are the windows open?
Yeah.
Well, I guess they are now.
There. Now it's a convertible.
Hey, Parker.
If you know what I mean.
Is this him saying he has an erection?
Yes.
What do you think a Venom erection feels like?
I don't want to know.
Fair enough. Would your first emotion, if your girlfriend died, be humiliation? Would that be the emotion you thought of first?
No. Unless they
I feel like
pistol whipped her, you know, and
feel
then
like
came up
grief
from
and-
behind.
This is some CGI right there. Now, when it comes to the full CGI, they do look better than the Spider-Man 2 ones, obviously, but the backgrounds,
Yeah.
not so much.
No, they don't.
Damn. I think that's a recycled line. That hold on, Mary Jane.
I would not be surprised given how many times Mary Jane is in danger in this trilogy.
They're like, yeah, we've done it twice. Surely we've got all the lines we need. Oh, now they'll run away.
I do love when Sandman looks like this.
Yeah, this is the coolest Sandman look. Although I love the noises.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, they got Vin Diesel to do Sandman's voices for this movie. That's what it was.
It's a handicap match, folks. It's really hard to believe.
It's hard to believe what's happening. Well, you're showing it all.
Could be the end of Spider-Man.
I like how in that shot we see the
Oh,
camera.
he's reaching out for her.
I like how in that shot we see the camera looking up to see Spider-Man and MJ, and then it cuts back to having like the camera just on the reporter.
Yeah. I love this. I love this so much. Yes. Wicked cool.
PG-13.
You ever just puke fire from your sand mouth?
Yes.
Every day, twice on Sunday. I mean, I guess X-Men happened, but this is like such a cool team up before team ups were in every superhero movie. And you get the theme kicking in. My boys are back together.
Look, see, like, all this entire subplot could have been resolved if Peter just said, your father died of his own glider. And I know Norman said, don't tell Harry.
Yeah.
But, like...
Eventually, it behooves you to just tell Harry.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you talk about conveniences. It's very convenient that no one ever put two and two together about the glider.
Yeah. Are you suggesting there's some conveniences in this movie?
I'm suggesting there's a lot of conveniences. Hey, Garrett, how much for the camera?
Film's extra. Oh, sorry. I jumped the gun on that one.
I'm just a kid. $100.
I love how cheap he is.
Yeah.
Always.
Film's extra.
Gotcha.
So does the glider just have a mind of its own? Like,
Does he have like magnet boots?
yeah. But even then, like, okay. Sorry, MJ should have been dead after the first movie. Like,
Well,
I'm not saying like plot wise. I'm just saying like
Logistically, something should have killed her.
She would have been dead. Like, there's so much that I can take. This is just so unrealistic.
Are you calling out a superhero movie for being unrealistic?
Yes.
There is a literal sand man,
Yes.
and you're like, this is unrealistic.
Yes.
This MJ stuff. Am I interrupting? Help him out, Pete.
Well, doesn't look like magnet boots.
Loop around, Harry. Got missiles on that thing and machine guns? Everyone's still there cheering. That's what they do, they cheer. Oh, I love this part. This jump scare made me jump for a long, long time, even though I knew it was coming. Took me a long time to get over it. You gotta take it off. The power. Everything.
Why do his teeth get all messed up?
Yeah, that doesn't happen to Peter.
I know. I guess bad guy bad.
Yes. Yeah, stab him with the gilder, Harry. Oh no, another concussion.
It happened twice in the movie.
Dun, dun. Would you do that for your
Harry,
best friend?
no!
You dodged the
Dang,
question there, bro.
he really did that. I don't know. You're asking if I would die for my best friend.
Specifically, if you were going to be stabbed with a gilder.
I don't know. I feel like getting stabbed with a gilder would hurt.
Yeah.
Use the force, Toby.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do that to begin with?
Reasons. He forgot. Danny kind of forgot about the Iron Fleet. He should have played like the Spider-Man theme with these pipes.
Or the itsy bitsy spider like in Amazing Spider-Man
Yeah.
2. That noise.
Okay, now here's something I've always wondered. Hold on. I can't remember. Does he use a web here? No, he doesn't. How does he command that? You ever
I
been
don't know.
down so bad for a symbiote that you're like, I'm gonna die with you, baby?
Did you see the skeleton?
Yeah.
Love it.
Fine, I'm not gonna punch him. I always think it's almost comical how far Harry falls too after that. Your best friend's dying down there, Peter. You don't have time for this. He needed $3,000 from fighting Bonesaw McGraw. So he said he needed money, so he went for a car. Oh no, sorry, he was there. He was an accomplice with Flint.
Yes.
They were still stealing all the money. Okay. You know, you were talking about Thomas Hayden Church's deliveries at the beginning of this movie. He doesn't have that many lines.
He doesn't.
Really doesn't. Like, he and Rhys Ifans weren't on the press junket for No Way Home, so I think we talked about this before. I don't think those actors are actually in the movie at all.
Nah.
But if he is, he definitely has fewer lines than he has here, and that's not that many.
Yeah. He has what, maybe 4 scenes?
He's got more scenes than that, but like
Well, like 4 talking
Each-
scenes.
each of them, he only most scenes he's in, he only has like a couple lines. Like any action scenes, he doesn't really talk much. He has a couple lines in the money truck scene, but yeah, and in the sewer scene. Now, I know you'll probably feel differently than I do because of your disposition toward Toby. Do you think Peter's arc at the very end of this movie works?
Of him being a good person again?
Him realizing he's done terrible things and realizing the power of forgiveness and all that.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, do you think we see enough for MJ to forgive him?
I don't think MJ sees enough to forgive him.
Yeah. He saves her, but that's also something that you would expect him to do. Whether it was her or whether it was anyone else. It's not like he never stops being Spider-Man in this movie.
Yeah.
My dog's making noise in the background. Dexter, how do you feel about the portrayals of Peter and MJ in this scene? Oh, now he's silent.
Wow. See, he's with me. Dust in the wind.
What do you think happens to Flint Marko after this?
Dust in the wind. And then, boom, as he turns that corner, a Doctor Strange portal opens and he goes into the MCU.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but he's a bad guy in the MCU, apparently.
That was a funny entrance. I don't know why, it just was.
Yeah. I know there's another Toby cry face that people make fun of here, but this scene really works, I think.
Another Toby cry face.
This scene has choked me up most of the times I've seen this movie in my life.
Here it is.
You're my friend. Oh, it hits me in the feels. I mean, you only really have one friend, Peter. We don't see any other friends.
I know, right? To be fair, in Andrew Garfield's films, he doesn't have any friends.
No, literally not one. Same with Tom. Oh, I guess Tom has Ned. That's it.
Tom has Ned. He has the debate team.
Yeah, kinda, yeah. They're all, like, cool with each other, at least.
Yeah. Like, the only one that really picks on him is just, Flash.
I love the score right here. Yeah, and even Flash isn't, like, malicious, like, to the level that
No, it's just that
Flash
he's
would
rich
normally
and
be.
petty.
He's not a bully.
Yeah.
I don't know if he quite crosses over into being a bully. Speaking of Flash,
Yeah.
he's in this scene.
Joe Manganiello's in the background.
Yeah.
I think you could see him right there.
I think he's on the other side here. Oh, no. Yep, he's right there.
Yeah, there he
On
is.
the left. You think he's awkward there with MJ?
Yeah. Why is Gwen Stacy there?
I was gonna ask why is Captain
Yeah.
Stacy there. Gwen might just be there for Peter, even though, like,
There
Peter was a
he
dick to her
is.
the last time. Yeah. I think you can make an argument for Gwen being there. Does Captain Stacy really need to be there? He only met Peter once, and Peter was mean to him.
Yeah, I don't get why he's there.
It's just so we can have a final scene, final glimpse at, like, all the characters. I do really like this final scene, though. We don't get a final swing through the city or anything. It's just a quiet scene of them starting to pick their pieces up together.
It's the anti-La La Land.
Mm-hmm. It's the anti-La La Land because this movie is good and La La Land is bad.
No, La La Land was my favorite movie that year.
You're wrong. That's okay.
No, you're wrong. It's perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
You like Avatar. That's all that I need to say.
Uh-huh. Sure. Seems like you mean to care for someone, MJ. And it's that dope named Peter right in front of you. Take my hand, son. You literally interrupted her in the middle of her job, Peter. Are they dancing to the song that's no longer being played? Nice quiet ending. I like it. I like it. Now, what's the... Oh, yeah, we don't get a song, at least not an immediate one.
Nope. It's just the score.
Or
No, no,
maybe
no,
we do.
no. All of the movies have
Yeah, we
been
do.
like this. They've been
They start with
they've been with
the score, and then they go into the song.
do the.
Excuse me. I never remember this song. I remember Hero and I remember Vindicated. Give me that song, baby. What's the song? I don't recognize this at all. And I've heard
Teardrops
it a
from
bunch.
Jupiter. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know it.
Yeah, I got nothing. But guys, we did it. We
Let's
watched
Google
all.
Spider-Man 3 credits song.
Yeah, we watched all 3 Spider-Man Sam Raimi films before No Way Home
We
came
did.
out.
How would you rank these bad boys, Manny?
2, 1, 3.
That's, I think, everyone's ranking of it. And
It is everyone's ranking.
That's what I go with, too. I like 3 more than most people. And I'm sure part of that is nostalgia, but I do think there's a lot of stuff in this movie that is really good. There's just too much going on. The script is a mess. There's far too many conveniences for its own good. All that stuff. We've got issues with the characterization that we both talked about. We had a lot of back and forth about the characterization in this movie in particular. But all in all, I think this is a good movie.
I'm glad that you enjoyed
you don't have the same thing to say?
it. No, you talk about the movie being very earnest, and I felt like it was very cynical. But yeah.
I mean, I feel like you can be both. I just mean, like, in its intent.
Sure.
I guess. I feel an honesty with this movie. A vulnerability. I don't even know exactly what I feel.
It's a
There's
duality.
this movie
between the two. You gotta throw in
between
duality.
the red and the black.
Between the red and the black.
No, this movie feels human to me in a way that I think a lot of big movies today don't. I think all 3 Raimi movies feel very human to me, even though they're silly.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I will say.
Yeah. And it's not that, like, I'm criticizing Raimi or anything. Like, I know the troubled history with the movie, and I know that he wanted to make a different movie, and this is what, came out of it because of studio meddling and interference and all that kind of stuff. So I understand, like, how, it is earnest from his point of view. I just find so much of it to be unlikable.
Yeah, I think the main issue is that Peter's unlikable from the start. It's not a descent for him. He's already to the point where we don't like him. I know you didn't like him in the other movies to begin with, but if you liked him at the end of the last movie, I feel like you don't like him from the start of this movie, and that's an issue.
Yeah.
My dog doesn't like him either. That's why he's making noises in the background again.
Yeah. And to be fair, it's not that I hate Peter. It's that I hate Toby.
Which is fair. He's got an incredibly punchable face.
Yeah, I hate Toby, and I hate the way that he plays Peter. But the character of Peter in the movies, I think, is fine.
Yeah. But yeah, all in all, I mean, these are all childhood classics to me. I still like this one.
Oh yeah, they're still classics to me too.
First one's great. Second one's a masterpiece as far as I'm concerned. Like, I'll watch these movies probably once every year or two, or in this case, I'll watch them a couple months apart.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, these will be staples for the rest of my life. I love these movies, even if they're not always perfect.
Mm-hmm. No, agreed.
Yep. So I think that will about do it for us, huh?
That's it. That's it for the first 3
We've watched the trilogy.
Sam Raimi films, yeah.
Maybe someday we'll do Amazing Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, I might go watch Amazing Spider-Man right now.
I don't think I could stay up that late.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I could get it playing on my Xbox. We'll find out. But, guys, thank you for joining us for the 3rd and final Sam Raimi film. You guys know where to find us. Nick, you can find him over on Twitter. And what is your letterbox? The same thing? Reeves117?
Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, Reeves_117.
Yeah.
Twitch is Infinic117. Dexter, you're interrupting my plugs. I need you to stop it.
Yep, and you can follow me on Twitter, Star Wars Nerd 9, Letterboxd, Emmanuel Fuentes, just the same thing, and then Twitch is Infinite Manny 1. Go, make sure you go like the YouTube page, follow that, and listen to the podcast wherever you can find it. We thank you guys, and we'll see you for the next commentary. Bye.